Oh, ladies and gentlemen, here I am all week stressing the importance of this alliance who's taken us on a roller coaster ride, right? If you're a Sunsetters fan, you've been everywhere. You've been through the agony and the despair of it all, ladies and gentlemen. But here I was thinking all week, them sacrificing Vic would be a terrible move for them because they would need Vic to be their buffer to guarantee they take out Rohan. And the same night, this alliance manages to do just that. So not only is Vic gone, massive threat that could have played both sides, Rohan's gone, massive threat who wanted to utilize Victoria's pivoting prowess. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I look at this as a positive for Ty's game specifically. We don't really care about Jed as much as Ty. Tonight is a celebration for Ty because he pulled Excalibur out of the stone, coach, and he's a certified king now. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the critically acclaimed the Pop the Trunk podcast, now Patreon exclusively sponsored. New year, new me, new merch, new era, Hall of Fame. Recency bias radio, where no one is safe from criticism. With me, of course, is your humble host, Dave Smith, Pretty Boy Smitty, Protocol Paul, Pearl Game Ultra, Smith Dog Trill, the Rant God, Hotep Thanos, Throne Thanos, Metro Kaiba, the Pro Black Prodigy, the Shadow Realm Shaman, all of the above on that ISET test, and ACT, here to bring balance back to Big Brother Canada. You know what it is. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the 19th Big Brother Canada 9 Rant entitled Setting the Tone. Because the Sunsetters have said it, haven't they? They set it off like Queen Latifah tonight, coach. Shout outs to Jada Pinkett, ladies and gentlemen, because it's lit in these streets. If I'm Toya, I have a gigantic smile on my face right now. Because the man that she backed up when Kyle and Rohan attempted to bully Kiefer, the man that Toya risked her game to protect in that storage room. No Tina protected him. No Tera protected him. It was Toya. So what did Kiefer do that next week? He let his balls drop and he went for Kyle. Eliminated from battle, the Shadow Realm awaits. The week after that, we got Victoria's HOH, of course, where she was invisible and she proceeded to further protect this alliance. Now, unfortunately, she was a casualty of war, coach. But at the end of the day, Victoria did enough to not be trusted before she did the things that should have made her trusted. And we've brought this up several times. I'm not going to exhaust you all with the same talking point, but at the end of the day, Victoria put herself in this position to be sent home. And because Rohan followed her into that jury house, I don't mind the move anymore. Now, if it would have been Ty or Jed following her into that jury house, then I would have been frying mugs. And this is where I got to clown Beth. Beth, you dumb as hell. Now, I know Beth is going to change the narrative on Monday's episode and act like this was the perfect double for her, but it wasn't. Okay? Beth was trying to get these men to turn on Kiefer on feeds all week. Only up until, earlier today, did they finally take Breydon out of their final four and add Kiefer when... What did Breydon do to substitute for Kiefer in the first place? You know, this alliance, the way they treat Kiefer like he isn't good enough or he doesn't belong, it's annoying to me. So it's great to see Kiefer once again remind y'all ungrateful mugs why he's so damn important to your squad. Because if it wasn't for Kiefer, I guarantee one of Ty or Jed would not have made this jury. Y'all better start showing that man his respect. I'm being dead serious. If we keeping all the way funky in these streets, Kiefer playing the best game in the house now that Vic gone. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Ain't no damn Beth. Let's talk about it. And now that Rohan's gone, Beth doesn't have the same pivoting prowess. Beth wanted a final five that included Rohan and Breydon, Jed and Ty. Well, now there's no Ro. So now you're going to have to substitute Ro with one of the white women and Tina or Tera, I'm assuming, which does nothing but now help Kiefer's win conditions because he really wants both of them included. You know, I think if Kiefer has it his way, he cuts Beth before he cuts Ty or Jed. Call me crazy, but I think he just might, you know. But there are so many different takeaways from this episode. Production's out here taking Tera's side before we even see the argument between her and Vic. I didn't appreciate that necessarily. You know, look, I get it. We all got some touching stories from back home. You know, but when your argument for staying is, I have kids, okay? Then it becomes, I had a brother, okay? It's like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to be insensitive. But for you to expect me to care enough about your family to the point where I'm going to cost my family winnings, I'm going to cost my family a monetary gain, I'm going to cost my family new opportunities, you're crazy. Especially when we go back to real life, I know you have more opportunities than my black ass. I'm not going to give a fuck. I'm just going to keep it real. But Tera believes you should care because of what? Her archetype. The entitlement that comes with that. Now, I'm not going to spend this entire rant shitting on them, but at the end of the day, Coach, I had to send a stray their way real quick. But, Breydon, honestly, I'm going to keep it funky with you. Even though I'm happy that Ty took the sword, took Excalibur out of the stone, even though I'm happy about that, ladies and gentlemen, I kind of wish Rohan would have stayed longer than Bray, because in my opinion, Bray serves no purpose. He serves no purpose. The dude is so skittish, so sheepish, he wouldn't even throw Ro under the bus when they was on the block next to each other when he approached Ty. He ain't even had a heart to really air out that laundry. You know what I'm saying? Because in his mind, I don't have to. These guys like me already, right? Now, to be fair to Ty, it made no sense for his game to get rid of Bray right now. Rohan's the guy winning everything. Send him to the Shadow Realm. It opens up the entire competition for more winners to be bred here. Now, I think Tina and Tera, I couldn't tell if they threw tonight's HOH or if they were actually just that dumb. Because they do a lot of their studying amongst themselves. So for them both to do poorly together, that's believable if their studying habits is terrible. But it felt like they didn't even want to win this HOH because Tera made a lot of promises she knew she couldn't keep, so she just therefore decided to throw it. That's what it felt like to me. It felt like Tina and Tera basically decided to keep doing what they've always been doing, float. You know? And that's the thing. I would hate to see Tina and Tera float the first 50 days of this game and then win it. I think that would be disrespectful, especially when the first jury boot is someone who played balls to the wall. You know, I want to see people earn it. And now that Ty has finally won a comp, people can't hold that over him no more. Well, you ain't won nothing. So what separates you from Breydon? What separates you from Tina? What separates you from Tera? You know, Tina and Tera love saying that about Ty. Oh, Ty, he acts like we got to do something to prove ourselves to him, but he hasn't won anything yet. Well, he just won something that sent y'all shield out the damn door. And Ro, now it's time for me to focus back on you a bit. You're dumb as hell for getting rid of Vic last week. You should have sacrificed Tera. The same way you could compartmentalize it was okay to sacrifice Austin to keep Breydon. You should have been smart enough to realize I can keep Vic and get rid of Tera because Vic can cause more damage and she can help me lay low longer. I mean, I'm being honest with you. If Rohan and Breydon were any smart, they would have kept Vic anyway because the target that she provides, number one, the trio would have never trusted her. They know Beth can't stand her. Keeping her in the game keeps Beth and her at each other, right? Which keeps the trio's attention span divided because they got to console Beth, and then Ty has to console Vic. It would have kept them distracted enough, in my opinion, for Bray and Ro to be able to actually clap at them. But because they wanted to make Vic, once again, the sole perpetrator, for all the moves that they co-signed with her way back when, they put themselves in this position. You know, Rohan, you have no one else that can touch the block next to you that won't go home over you because you created this fate for yourself. And that's just the truth of it all. You know, that's why I laugh at people who wanted Toya to go but wanted Kyle to stay. Because it's like, it's the same philosophy. If Toya's this humongous threat, and see, that's the funniest part about all of this. Everyone expected Kiefer to be a guy that ain't shit. That's why they kept him over Toya. Kiefer is proven to be the most forbidden jutsu, the most omega weapon that I've ever seen. Okay? The guy doesn't look it, but he is one of the best competition players I've ever seen. He has won so many different comps. Seriously. And he has proven that he's the only guy, well, him and Ty now have proven, they're the only two guys this season that can outperform Ro under pressure. Everybody else folded. Jed folded. Austin folded. Kyle folded. Everyone folded. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really happy that Ty was the one, too, to win the veto and back up his boy Keith. Because in my opinion, Ty needs Keith a lot since the Final Four deal is Keith, Ty, Jed, and Beth. That means Ty should have more loyalty to Keith than he has to Beth moving forward. So for him to be the one to back up his boy Keith to guarantee Ro leaves, who we all know based off feeds that Keith doesn't like, I think it's very good to bring them closer together. Now the next move has to be taking Tera out. I don't care. I don't care if it's Tina. I don't care if it's Tera. One of them got to go next. And here's why, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of people say, no, you go for Bray next. No, you got to attack that duo next. Because you got to force Tina to reveal if she's truly a sunsetter or not. Right? Now, I think they know she's not really a sunsetter based off the conversation in the fight that happened between Tera and Vic. I think we pretty much know that for certain. But for Ty's game, he has to appear to be supportive of Tina for Kiefer to want to choose Ty over everyone else. Now, I think Kiefer's going to choose Ty over Jed and Beth anyway because he don't really like Beth. He never really liked Beth. Him and Toya never liked Beth, right? And it's important for me to provide that context. Actually, Tina never liked Beth either. But because they were all Karens at one point in time and could all benefit from the same anti-black gameplay, they jumped on code. But I'm not going to rehash that. My point is, at the end of the day, it is smart for Ty to be very supportive of Tina, not so much Tera. I mean, Ty told Tera to her face. He said straight up, I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't believe Vic targets me if she wins the double HOH. I believe you do. You have to convince me you won't. So that's what led to Tera creating this alternate reality. Ladies and gentlemen, Tera was campaigning this week. She goes up to Bray and she says, I'm going to have to throw you and Row up. At least initially. Because I'm not going to want to lie to these people. I have to keep my word. Bray is looking at this chick like, are you crazy? Because in Bray's mind, he's like, wouldn't you just throw up Ty and Jed if you won the double HOH? What are you scared of? See, this shows me Tera is worried now. See, when you keep using the mom card, eventually you're gonna be held to that moral compass of a mom, right? The more and more you keep trying to play that card for sympathy, the more it's going to be used against you and more harshly into your strategy. And this is what I was hoping would eventually happen to Tera long term, because black women have had to deal with this stigma when they're mothers as well. As long as Tera has to deal with this stigma the same way, and she isn't able to just exploit it strictly for positivity, I have no problem with it. But to me, it feels similar to the white girl crying technique, how it's an exclusive strategy that only a certain type of person can use. It feels like, oh, I have kids is a strategy that only works for certain type of women, right? For other women, not so much, you know? And Tera right now is trying to rely on that for sympathy to stick around a little bit longer. Now with Rohan gone, it's a lot easier to just throw her and Tina up together. And since all three of them, including Rohan, went out of their way to defend each other so much, and see, here's another reason why you're dumb, Rohan. If you were going to pitch to Ty tonight during the double eviction, that it's smart for his game to keep you around because less people will target him if you're around, here's a hint, Ro. How about you don't fight with Vic so much and force Tera to hold her own ovaries during that fight? If you would have done more of that, I think Ty would have been more open to listening to you. But because you were so loyal to Tera and Tina, two players who are super flaky, all it did was confirm that Vic was right about the 7 oddballs. So you all set yourselves up to be incriminated because you wouldn't allow Vic to tell the truth. And you even heard Rohan say tonight, well, technically Vic is saying the truth, but she's misrepresenting what happened. Motherfucker, you done misrepresented everything Vic done did. I mean, it's an eye for an eye, ain't it? I'm just keeping it real, you know? So I just want people to hold their own nuts, their own ovaries out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Because I did not expect Ty and Jed to survive this double. I was dreading this. I avoided spoilers. I gave the streets what they needed on Patreon. Become a patron today if you want to check out more Challenge All-Stars rant. The streets is loving Challenge All-Stars. The second episode came out today, you know. But yeah, I'm very excited about what's moving forward. Now, here's the thing. If Tera is announced as the next HOH, it's a massive buzzkill for everyone, right? That's the one thing we don't need. Now, here's the thing, Tina. If Tina ends up as the next HOH, what does she do here? Right? Because if she just straight up goes after Ty and Jed, her game is done. In my opinion, her game is done. But you could argue if she could guarantee to take out, well, I guess for her game, for Tina's game, she might prefer Jed out. Because for Tina's game, she probably wants Beth alone so the 3 white women can work together. That might be Tina and Tera's strategy. Tina and Tera might prefer Ty to stay over Jed compared to the men who seem to all want Ty gone before Jed. As for Jed, some of the stuff I'm seeing on feeds is so disturbing, brother. You out here washing this chick's hair. It's a terrible look, y'all. It's a terrible look. You feel it, dig me? You know, This dude is out here in a bathtub, barefooted. Her head is over the thing, and he just washing her hair. This chick can't wash her own hair, Jed. See, this make you look super sprung, bro. I ain't doing that for nobody. You know what I'm saying? You doing that for a chick you just met 40 days ago. That's an L. And Jed's family don't like Beth either, coach. It's all bad. You know, it's all around bad. It's a terrible look. It's an absolute terrible look. But yeah, Jed, hey, man, you need to wake up, man. You need to get out, man. I don't know what's going on with you, coach. You know what I'm saying? But something ain't right. Now, Tera had a speech where she said, and I'll basically translate Tera's speech tonight. She stood up and she basically said, I've had an easy ride for 41 days, so keep me around for another easy ride of 41 days. Thank you. That was Tera's speech. Then Vic's speech came up, and she basically said, this is still one of the dirtiest moves ever, but I ain't mad at y'all because I would have won the game. All right? Vic gets evicted 6-0, like I predicted would happen, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, Kiefer, pulls off one of the greatest HOH wins. Now, to be fair to him, Ty was in second place regardless, so no matter what, it feels like they both were guaranteed to take out Ro because Ty won the veto. But I think it worked out best this way. Because I think if Ty wins HOH and he makes the same exact nominations, Rohan may have a chance of taking himself off because Ty isn't competing in that veto. You see that? In a way, this was the best case scenario. Because now Keith can't become the next HOH, meaning Ty can compete for that one. Ty ensures Rohan didn't win this one, which basically is as powerful as the HOH itself. I think Ty and Jed made out like bandits here. Now the question is, will Beth keep trying to screw these brothers' games over by trying to include a whole bunch of outsiders because she needs someone to target them? My thing is, Beth, usually when you have someone with Beth's archetype, she doesn't mind any way she makes it to the end because the jury usually always votes for her archetype anyway. I'm very confused why she's trying so hard to screw these brothers over. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. How can this guy wash your hair and you're still thinking of ways to screw him over? Like, it's insane to me. This chick was on feed saying, Vic thinks she's the baddest bitch in the game. I'm the baddest bitch in the game. I'm like, with that stinky ass hair? Hell no. You finna dig me, coach? You crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? And see, this is my problem, right? Like, damn, Jed ain't do none of this shit for none of the black women on the season. But he gonna do that for Beth? Come on, man. It's one thing to say you're playing a game. It's another thing to say you simping out here. And that's just my thoughts on it, coach. That ain't necessarily strategic, but damn, bruh. Now there's a lot of people who believe Jed did all of these things to work his way back into Beth's good graces after accidentally saying that she was relying on the men to carry her to the end. This is what led to her trying to keep Austin, yada, yada, yada. So a lot of people think that this was Jed's social game coming into play, trying to win Beth back over. And now Beth is down with taking him back to final two. But if this chick contemplates screwing you over and then jumps back on, okay, I'll take you final two again. Even though every night y'all are doing some coitus, I just think that just shows what type of nature she is. I heard her sisters on Twitter trying to shit on fans now. It's just, it just looks bad all around. I'm just going to be honest with you. It looks bad all around. All right? Beth will convince them to target Kiefer. Hey, man, listen. If Ty and Jed target Kiefer prematurely, I am going to be completely pissed. If Breydon lasts longer than Kiefer, I'm going to be pissed. Because that's what Beth wants. If I'm Ty and Jed, listen, that same energy y'all kept with Vic when y'all kept telling her, hey, at the end of the day, we don't think you'll be shields for us. We think we don't need you as a shield. No matter what, people are still going to just target us. I want to see y'all keep that same energy with Breydon. Breydon was never on y'all side. Y'all supposed to be sunsetters till you die. All right, well, where the hell does Breydon fit in any of that? Tina should be higher up the rankings than Breydon if we really keeping it a buck. But Breydon's higher up the seeding than her. So how does this work? And I think this is why Kiefer threw up Breydon next to Ro. Kiefer know what's up now. He knows they were working together. That's why he would never give Breydon the chance to be off the block, win veto, take Ro off, and now Kiefer's forced to eat one of his own? Kiefer was too smart for all of that. So shout outs to Kiefer. Kiefer did not give these dudes any rope, any leeway, any space. right? He gave them full court pressure, and he got complete revenge for the type of pressure Kyle and Rowe tried to put him under. I bet y'all regret that shit now. See, don't judge a book by his cover. See, they looked at Kiefer, they thought he was a mark. They thought he was soft or something. You feel what I'm saying? But this dude, he understands the game. Absolutely. The man was playing on the bottom from the start, something Rohan should respect. And Rohan even admitted that he believes Kiefer's playing the best game. But when he was in front of Arissa, he did sound a little salty, talking about, oh, I think Ty really needed me to make the end. Ro, you admitted you would throw up Ty if you won HOH. What are you talking about, B? What are you talking about? It's like, bro, just give Ty his credit, bro. He sealed your fate, bro. You know what I'm saying? He took your life points down to 0, coach. Doop. You feel it, Demi? He took your star chips. Oh, we talking about it tonight. You know what I'm saying? He took your star chips. You know what I'm saying? It's the Battle City Finals, coach. We on top of the blimp, and Merrick just sent you to the Shadow Realm. Let's keep it funky in these streets. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready to start answering y'all questions, though. I want to hear y'all thoughts on this episode. I thought it was good. I didn't appreciate how they edited the fight to make Tera look like she won, though. Tera got dog-walked. Don't be mistaken by that edit. If you're a casual, go to Scenarios Canada right now and watch the real argument. Now, to be fair, production was really smart to cut off half of that damn fight, because the part that mentioned the oddballs, they didn't show. They've waited for the episode to show that part. That's why I was worried that Victoria didn't mention it. But it turns out Tera mentioned it first. Jed agrees with everybody. If you ever notice, whenever he's brought new info, he is way too agreeable. Exactly. That's his game. Yeah, man, I agree. That's the right move, bro. Now, I get it. You do not want to say no to a deal, say no to an alliance, because then that person has a reason to target you. You're better off to placate someone in the moment and then backstab them in the dark. I get that side of it. But I just don't think Jed, because he's such a recruit, I don't think he knows how to implement any of the natural social gifts he has. He doesn't know how to implement them strategically, right? He's really good with keeping the mood good if it's already good, or keeping it awkward if it's awkward. He's not really a good tone setter like Kiefer is. He's not a good tone setter like Ty can be. Like, these players, they clearly have a different acumen for the game, right? Beth thought she was tone setting, but in reality, all she did was make Rowe into a bigger threat to send him to the Shadow Realm. I mean, let's really talk about it here, Beth. You did all of that to get out Vic. Hey, kudos to you. It's your move. But now that Rowe's gone, it's almost like Beth got upstaged by her own alliance members the same night. That night was supposed to be all about her getting rid of Vic. The double eviction gets announced. Rowe's gone. Now it's almost like people done forgot Beth's game. Like, who cares? Huh? Who cares? You got Vic out. You did it in the most scary, cowardice way imaginable. I've never seen so many people on feeds hiding in rooms from a woman. What are y'all scared of? All she's going to do is talk about the game. If y'all have nothing to hide, don't hide, right? I'm seeing Breydon run into HOH to hide. I'm like, man, this beta male gameplay. Look, I get it. It's part of the game. It's part of history. We've seen certain people run up to the HOH to hide. I just don't like people providing. I just don't like it when an alliance provides cover to a player who's clearly not with them to protect that player from another player who's not with them. It's like, huh? How about you force these motherfuckers to go at it and learn more information? We should have 3 more meetings. We already had 1. Let's have 3 more. You feel me? I'm not trying to help y'all diffuse the situation. Huh? Y'all the ones who threw this woman under the bus before she got up on the block. All right, now rise to the occasion and defend your take. Don't run to us so we can provide you with some support. You know what I'm saying? Ain't this what y'all wanted? This shows you the type of players oddballs are, man. Like, they don't stand on their square. Victoria was the only member of that alliance that would stand on her square. Fearlessly. Everybody else is sheepish and skittish. Kyle, the way he approached Kiefer, I can tell that was sheepish. The way Rohan went along with it, even more sheepish. The way Tina and Tera didn't defend Kiefer, but Kiefer keeps speaking highly of them in front of the trio because he has to. It just goes to show Kiefer sometimes is loyal to a fault. Because he constantly defends people who take him for granted every day. I agree, Rowe was a little socially awkward. But I think a lot of that has to do with who he chose to be his friend, Kyle. And I think that's why Ro tried to improve his social game last week by being on that yo, yo, yo. Hey, what's up, Jed? What's up, King? What it do, bro? You know, I mentioned that in one of my Patreon rants. You know, he think he's slick with it, but Ty was never buying that bull. He was never buying it. You feel it, dig me? I agree with y'all. Beth does need to go ASAP. Honestly, I wouldn't mind Beth going next, then taking out Tera. No, no, yeah, no. See, the reason. See, that's tough, man. I don't want Tera and Tina skating to the end, man. That's why I kind of want to let Beth sit there for a week and take one of them. Because, see, my thing is, Beth isn't as problematic if she doesn't have all these other white women she can jump on code with. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I believe if Beth don't have no other option, she's taking Ty and Jed. She don't got a damn choice, especially for her game. But I get it. Beth kind of wants to screw over Ty and Jed, but be a few steps removed because she knows those are 2 votes for her. So she's like, I don't want one of y'all in final 2 with me. I'm not going to win. I've pissed off too many. And she knows she ain't getting Victoria's vote now. You know? But I do think, based off how Ty went about this to back up Kiefer after Vic left, I think Ty could still get Vic's vote. I'm not sold on Jed getting Vic's vote ever. I'm not sold on Beth ever having a chance to get Vic's vote. And that's the thing. When you look at who's left, who has a chance of getting that Vic vote? I don't think Tera gets it. I don't think Tina gets it. Rohan's out the game already. I think the only 2 people she's willing to vote for at the end are Kiefer and Ty. So the 2 men who guaranteed Rohan followed her out of the door, which I'm sure Vic will appreciate, because it at least shows her that these people followed up the move to take her out with a good move to follow it up. It wasn't as if they choked after that and then one of them lost, right? She can at least understand the move more based off the continuity of what happened afterwards. I think this will lead to Vic respecting Ty and Keith, and I think she won't respect Jed for backing up Beth. The way Jed was speaking on behalf of Eric, Jed did more speaking up for Beth's move than Beth did. That's my problem. Like, Jed, you ain't the HOH, bruh, and you should be smart enough to not voluntarily take this blood. Why do you want the blood from that move? You're not getting Vic's vote. You dumbass. But hey, if you're at final 2 with Ty, we'll appreciate that. You feel a dig me? NyQuil Ty, putting people to sleep one day at a time, coach. You feel a dig me? Making them go night-night. You know what I'm saying? He ain't playing games in these streets. Beth is on feeds right now saying that she doesn't want Kiefer in the final 4? Is that what you said? Jim Stealth says, there is no way in hell Jed and Ty take Keith to final 3. I think that's true, but here's my problem. I don't think they take him to final 4. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried they're going to take someone undeserving of making it that far over Keith. Breydon. That's what I'm so worried about. I think Breydon can throw every comp from here on out, and depending on certain things going his way, he can make final 2. Just because he's an effeminate man. Seriously. Meanwhile, Rohan, just because he ain't with that moist stuff, he's a threat every week. This is what I talk about. See, this ain't just a black issue. This is a legitimately an issue in the game. Because Rohan, he's given no leeway. Now, once again, he messed himself up in that argument with Vic. Okay, I'm aware of that, but I'm just saying before that happened, though, he still had no leeway to work his way in. Bray had all the leeway imaginable. But what separates what Rohan did up to this point to what Breydon did? The only difference is Breydon didn't approach Kiefer in a dirty way like Rohan did with Kyle. Outside of that, though, I really don't understand how Breydon gets all of these passes, but Rohan doesn't. Now I get it. The man's he has comp prowess. He's the veto king. A lot of people, like Adam Pike, wanted him to break the record this season. A lot of people were respecting his game. I actually respected his game. I just think from a social standpoint, he lacked a lot. He couldn't follow through with a lot of the natural tools he had. And that's just unfortunate, but it is the truth. Beth is now saying Kiefer is her target. Oh, my God. Because he took out Ro, right? See? Beth acted so happy when Kiefer won that HOH, but I knew the truth. She was mad. Because he took away another path that she had for herself. And that's why I'm happy Kiefer did that shit. Enclose the walls on Beth. Force her to reveal the Karen within. You feel a dig me? Force her to. Because hopefully Jed will wake up after he sees the real Beth. Now, unfortunately, Jed is against Keith too, it feels like. But you notice when Keith won at HOH, everybody was on his nuts, though. Everybody on his nuts. That's the only problem I got, man. And did you see how Kiefer was flexing when when it was one round left and he knew he was going to win? He was like, I thought he was doing the Nate Diaz. I thought he was doing the Stockton. You feel it, dig? You know how like Nate and Nick Diaz, they do the Stockton? That's what I thought he was doing at first. Then he walks out and he's like, you know what I'm saying? He was on Cuffy a Chick season. Like, he was like, he looked like LeBron after hitting a game winner or something. You know what I'm saying? He just chest pounding. It's like, man, what's popping in these streets, bruh? Bro, I can only imagine the euphoric feeling of winning an HOH during the double. Do you feel like you can fly? Do you feel like you can walk on water in that moment? Because the pressure, that's a pressure cooker. Having to keep your emotions in check, listen carefully to Arissa who won't repeat herself. Man, Kiefer deserves a lot of credit, man. And this is why I've always gave him credit from the start. I'm not being fake. I saw this potential in this man. And honestly, I'm happy Kiefer is being so successful because I think Kiefer is showing the world that archetype can be successful, Unfortunately, Ryan Ballantyne did everything he could to make us believe it couldn't be, but that's neither here nor there, right? But at the end of the day, Rohan, can you be mad at anyone but yourself? You played the Peter Brown game. You didn't save Austin. You relied on Bray over Austin, when in reality, during this double, if you would have used that veto on Austin to sacrifice Bray or to sacrifice Tera, you probably survived this double overall. Well, actually, no. I think Rohan gets taken out over Austin for using the veto on Austin in the double. I just think he was screwed no matter what. Unfortunate, Ro. Unfortunate. What can I say? But it is what it is. I don't find Kiefer to be cringy at all, Jim Stealth. I'm going to keep it all the way funky in these streets, man. I know a lot of people feel like he has a personal problem with Rohan because people blow a lot of stuff Kiefer says to Rohan out of proportion and stuff. Like, I don't know. I think he made lemonade and he put less sugar in it for Ro because Ro prefers less sugars, and everybody was like, oh, he's bullying. And, now Kiefer fans have ran with this to make it a running joke to where we overreact to stuff before the Kiefer haters do to clown how dumb they sound. So that's another thing happening online. Theo, shout out to Theo Caesar Mosby. He says, I still think Beth will skate by and bullshit a win she definitely doesn't deserve. Production will make sure of it. I definitely believe Beth did everything in her power to humble Victoria for Victoria taking out Austin, who was the Apex Pet initially. I think Beth gained Apex Pet status by taking out Vic. And I think Vic, I don't know, I feel like production may have broken Vic a little bit. In her exit interview, she's over here saying, the game has never been rigged. It's not scripted. It's 100% fair. I'm over here thinking, she trying to make it on All Stars. Come on, let's keep it real. All of us saw that and said she trying to make it on All Stars. Vic, we know what it is. Well, come on now. Especially when, if you all don't know this, the entire house was basically taken. The entire refrigerator was locked down because Vic was warned ahead of time she would be backdoored. This kind of spoiled the surprise, and I think a lot of that had to do with the fact the production was scared. They didn't know what Vic would do if Beth did that unannounced. So because Vic saw it coming, she reacted fairly well to it, surprised everyone, and notice all of the white women were the ones mainly surprised, showing you they wanted a reaction out of the sister. And another problem I have with this episode is you do the chick grimy as hell by backdooring her, then you ask her to twerk for you on your way out? What the fuck is this shit? Look, I get it. Y'all got some partnership popping off with TikTok. But the last thing we need is for y'all to make these people buck dance and buck break themselves on their way out the damn door. It's embarrassing to me. I know some people thought it was funny. It ain't funny to me. Look, I know sometimes I could be a party pooper, a buzzkill, but I'm just saying that didn't look right. Because when a white woman get evicted, you don't tell her to twerk. But you sure as hell is quick to allow them to culturally appropriate and make the most money off black TikTok dances, though. So, where does the rubber meet the road there? That's my problem. See, my arguments are so unique, there's no way someone could imitate me if they wanted to. I mean, there's no way. Because my perspectives is just different. You know what I'm saying? But I could care less about TikTok. But my point is, at the end of the day, it's about ownership at the end of the day. There's a lot of young black girls out here creating dances, but you see the white girls showing up on Jimmy Fallon's show. Vic did amazing gameplay several weeks in a row, but of course, all people will remember her for, the ones that hate her, is for getting out Toya. Meanwhile, Beth was down with the Toya move. She gets rid of Vic, tries to tell the entire world this is for Toya, when in reality, she's happy both black women are gone. But the edit is not going to provide flashbacks to show how much Beth wasn't shit during the week where Toya was going home. They're not going to show that. Because production wants you to like Beth, and they want you to believe because she's sleeping with black men, she's got to be an ally. I didn't like the twerking either, Mr. Ty. Didn't like it. It was absolutely degrading, AD. Let's keep it funky in these streets. You feel me? You know? So she wasn't, so all of the pitching that she gave y'all, all of the great campaigning, all of the great things she brought up, that was her talking to a wall. But the last thing y'all want to remember her doing is twerking. We're talking about the best player in the game walking out the house. And the last thing y'all want to see her do is sully herself, lower her frequency on her way out, when it should be her moment to be like, yeah, I'm owning my game. I was the best player, but I got. Right? No, let's have you twerk on your way out. Yeah! Then you got Beth clapping the couch while she does it. Beth love that shit. Huh? See, this is the type of stuff I notice other channels not going to speak on. Charles Davis says, no way that looked right after what they did. Exactly, brother. Exactly. But they knew they did Toya too dirty to ever ask her to twerk. Right? But they wanted Spicy V to let all of them off the hook for what they did to her by having her do something that was lighthearted so they feel better about screwing her over. It's always about the person doing you wrong wanting to feel better about it. That's why they had her do that. Let's talk about it. Exactly, Shamar. Let's talk about it. Listen, y'all saw what I saw. We're not fools. Huh? Beth didn't want to leave the HOH room after she did Vic dirty with her scary ass. Big facts. Chick was hiding in the OLG room right after that. Hoping Jed and Ty, hold me back, protect me. I did this for Toya, guys, believe me. You really dig me? Crazy, man. Oh, DMX passed, man. Rest in power, brother. Rest in power. Damn. Hate to hear stuff like that. Player rankings. Thank you, Zion, for throwing that out there, Coach, because I would have just kept running with that hot shit. First place, power rankings, Kiefer. Chief Kiefer. All right? You know, and that's something I do like. You really dig me? Kiefer. You really dig me? First place got to go to Kiefer. Now, in terms of second place in the power rankings, we got to give it to NyQuil Ty. He putting people to sleep. They out here snoring in these streets. They got sleep apnea, Coach. Got to get him a machine. All right, he's second place, Coach. As for third place, damn, with Vic and Ro gone, whoo, that's a shuffle right there. Third place, do I gotta rank these mugs? I don't even like who else is. It's just a top two right now. God damn it. But no, though, I'm gonna finish it. Okay, so first place Keith, second place Ty, third place. You got to admit it, third place has to be Beth right now. I don't agree with her gameplay, but in terms of getting what she wanted, I mean, yes, some of the things that she wanted didn't happen with Ro leaving right after Vic, but she still deserves to be third because Jed is just a complete simp and he doesn't deserve to be top 5 right now. That's just how I feel because he's just playing her game. How do I add Jed to it when it's just her game? You know, so fourth place, I'd have to say Breydon. And fifth place, I'd probably go Tina. I think Tina's playing better than Jed. Because Tina is right now working on Beth and getting her to see, hey, we got to stay on code here or else none of us making an end, Coach. You feel me? You see them 3 black men over there? They gonna stay on code when the time come. Now, we know that ain't true, but that's part of the pitch when feeds are off. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Look, I wouldn't hold it past none of these people, okay? to wait for a Wendy's segment and then go, all right, let's say some shit we know is not on fees right now. I wouldn't hold it past him. I'm just saying. Yep, exactly. Third, Beth. Fourth, Bray. Yeah, that fifth, Jed, because he is in the sunken place. I don't even think he's fifth, coach. I can't even give him that. Until Jed rehabilitates himself in a similar fashion that Vic has shown she could do, Jed ain't top five. Nope. If anything, Jed is hurting Ty's game so much that Ty had to gain the strength to pull Excalibur out of the stone. That's how much you've been hurting this game, Jed. This dude had to rely on powers from the beyond. You know what I'm saying? He needed super strength to overcome some of your bad gameplay, Jed. That's just how we feel in these streets. So we can't make it top five. I got to keep it funky. Ty for last, the rest of them. Hey, I'm not mad at that either, Budgie. I mean, I'm not going to budge. You know what I'm saying? But that for Latoya BS had me super hot playing with these brothers' emotions because Bethel knows she's loyal, knows how loyal we are. Exactly. That's why Beth wanted Toya gone. If you remember, in the first few weeks of the game, Beth went out of her way out of nowhere through confessional to say, I think Latoya has a crush on Jed. Now, in my opinion, that's why she wanted Toya gone the most, because I think she always wanted Jed to be her partner in the game, because she knew Jed was the easier one to manipulate. That's why she told herself, because remember, in the edit, she acted as if she likes Jed too, but she's always going to be with Ty. Then all of a sudden, Ty curves her, says he has a lady back home he prefers, when really it kind of feels like he prefers Toya. If you really read between the line on feeds, it kind of feels like the lady back home this entire time is Toya, who happens to be back home, but he don't really want to say it. Hey, I ain't trying to be matchmaker. I'm just saying I can see it. But at the end of the day, coach, Beth clearly had a problem with Toya because she couldn't, look, man, she couldn't compete with her without lowering herself. So it's ironic that as Vic is walking out, Beth's idea is twerk right now. Because that's Beth's gameplay. Huh? No class. Everything's about ADHD sex appeal. Because I can't get my way by just being a strategic powerhouse. You know? I got to help you bust a few nuts to get my point across. That proves you're not that good. But once again, people say, oh, Dave, you're a hater. No, I'm just keeping it real in these streets. You know what I'm saying? And I agree. Tera, she is bad at this game. I mean, the way they put it in the edit that we all should feel sorry for her. And then she even said, I might not even be here after next week. But I just want to be here past this week to show respect to my brother. And it's just like, okay, so you're telling us you might self-evict. Therefore, we should keep you because you could self-evict. Then why are you fighting to stay? You're not making any damn sense, Tera. But once again, if you ain't a black woman, you ain't got to make sense. That's all I got to say. That's what it feels like to us. We watching the game. Tera says a whole bunch of dumb shit that's counterproductive to her campaign. Everyone is still staunch anti-Vic. It used to be if your campaign was that bad, people would flip on you and go, nah, I don't believe you. You need more people. You know, that was actually the old school style. New school is the new style of, well, if you're backdoored, we can't do anything. We can't go against the HOH. So it's interesting seeing fans of the new school style act as if that style is more high octane, when in reality, that style seems to be as beta as any style. But I digress, you know. Tera is fortunate to make it this far in the game. She would normally be our early boot on most seasons. The team twist saved her early. I agree with that absolutely. Rod says, have you seen Toya on Instagram? Oh, yeah. Toya ain't playing games in these streets. She also was involved in something that was kind of troublesome, and I don't even want to put spotlight to it because I don't want to give more haters ideas, but just know, Toya, you are in our thoughts in the RBR community, and we applaud you for keeping yourself together and not losing yourself like that person wanted you to. Understand, we got people out here trying to cost this sister her job. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are just weird like that. Like, she ain't done nothing to nobody, but they still so bothered by her. Like, Julie Vu the same way. She just can't get Toya's ovaries out of her mouth. It's really bizarre. It's very bizarre. But I will say this, Julie, you did have every right in the world to clown Vic, though. I mean, not Vic, I think she clowned Tera. No, she clowned Beth because Beth called herself the baddest chick of the season. So I give Julie credit there, since she considers herself an alpha female, it was only right that she would shit on Beth in that moment. Uh, Stephanie Danforth says, I think being a terrible player is part of Tera's game, similar to how Nicole F. played down her strengths and made it to top 3, even after being a former winner. You do have a point there, Coach. You do have a point there, Miss Stephanie. There's something to be had for that type of gameplay. But once again, what does it say about this game where only a specific type of woman can do nothing and still make the end sleepwalking through the game? She doesn't have to fulfill any promises. She doesn't have to get any blood on her hand to prove herself worthy of being included in an alliance. It literally is, you look like someone who's going to be successful in this game. I don't want to cross you. That could be crossing production. We'll include you in more stuff. And then you see the black woman in the game and you go, you're someone I think production won't care if we cut. Therefore, we're willing to target you earlier because it will create the least amount of waves with the most amount of players. But once again, people say, Dave, you're race baiting. Last time I checked, the truth is the truth. But this is why they're uncomfortable. Because I break down what it is. Let's just say somebody approached her when she was allegedly on the job, and they tried to get a reaction out of her, but she didn't go for it. I'll just say that. I don't want to give these fools any ideas out here. You feel it, dig me? At least Nicole won comps. Tera can't play. You have a point there, tourist. I think sometimes we do kind of minimalize Nicole's impact on the game simply because she's one of the winners that we despise the most. But let's be real here. Nicole is a different gravy from a Tera. If you put Tera in BB16, she's a pre-jury boot. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? I'm just saying what it is. And that's the season Jocasta made it far. So I'm just telling you what it is. You know what I'm saying? Tera is benefiting a lot from the complexion for the protection for the collection. Lester says, Big Brother fans can be such low lives harassing players. A lot of that has to do with the fact that their fave is gone, so the season doesn't matter to them anymore, so now they're willing to do whatever it takes to make other people feel their pain. Misery loves company. It's really that simple. But see, that's the difference between me and other people. I just clown people. But after the rant's over, I ain't thinking about none of these people no more. I'm going back to my life. I'm enjoying myself again. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would. See, when I was younger, I used to be consumed with the game, especially when I was covering the game. Oh, my God. I swear, it felt like I'm dreaming about the game. I'm having nightmares about the game. I'm waking up. I'm in the shower thinking about the game. I'm about to eat breakfast thinking about the game. You know what I'm saying? You can't escape the game, But now I know how to flip a switch, and I know when to cut the lights off and sunset. You know what I'm saying, Coach? RHAP is pissed Jed and Ty is still there. I'm not shocked at all, Coach. I know what it is. Oh, Kiefer should have betrayed them there. What is he doing? I know what it is. They are shocked that black men have allies. They've never seen this before. This is like an abridged series to them. They don't know how to cover the strategy when black men are on top. They can't relate to them. How you going to explain someone's win conditions when you barely hang out with black men in real life? Good luck with that, and that just goes to show you how good I've been for years breaking down white games and I'm black. Different gravy. Different gravy. You feel it, dig me? I'm just saying what it is. Miss Mary says, do you think Ty would fall for Beth and Bray trying to put a target on Kiefer? I would like to think Ty wouldn't. I would like to think he wouldn't. But with that said, if Ty is in a position where he doesn't have a choice, he might be forced to do exactly what he did to Vic, where it's like, it's not my move, but I can't do anything to alter it. And it is what it is. I think it's more likely that Ty will be put in a position where he can't change a thing than Ty will outright target Kiefer as well. That's my thought on it. I think Ty knows Tera is an op. I think he knows Kiefer isn't an op. I think based off what Kiefer did in this double, it's going to be very hard for Beth or Jed to convince Ty of anything. And see, here's where Jed and Ty got to be careful here. The more y'all constantly target people who protect you, you make it easier for this fan base to already hate you. Production's already building up Tera to be the underdog. They're building up Beth to be the likable person. They're setting y'all up to be hated no matter what. The least you can do is be loyal to the likable people who are protecting you. That's all I'm saying. They always want Keith to betray Ty and Jed. Oh, yeah, they want Kiefer to be Damien. Oh, let's talk about it. They loved Damien, didn't they? Because Damien hated Anthony, didn't he? Damien flirting with Estefania every other second. They love that shit. Ooh, you know? But now we got a brother in Kiefer who's of mixed race, who doesn't just have loyalty to white folks, okay? Who has a game that has layers to it. Let's talk about it, right? Who holds grudges with people who deserve to be grudges to be held against them. And let me guess, those people over there, they think that Kiefer should have kept Rohan around. Let me guess. Oh, Rohan wouldn't have went after you anytime soon. It's about the principle of it all. Huh? Them two dudes came at Kiefer in that storage room like shit was sweet. You feel me? They tried to catch that brother lacking at the gas pump. Let's talk about it. Never in their wildest dreams did they know his best friend was Officer, the Lady of Light, Monica Rambeau, Queen Latoya, though, who would just set shit off and regulate like she did on the Warren G side of the game. They didn't see that coming. So yeah, Kyle and Rowe, they loved it when they got Toy out the game, but see, y'all created an enemy for life in Kiefer. That is a misplay on y'all. It's not incumbent upon Kiefer to mend the fences y'all motherfuckers tore down. But understand, because these platforms have their favorites, they want minorities to play dumb so their favorites can look like geniuses. But if there is people of color playing like geniuses, they downplay their genius because they're waiting for them to play dumb to prop up the others as the genius. It's the same thing. Wash, rinse, repeat every season. The best players have gone. I think Kiefer will win it. Good take, Miss Sarah. Steve says white fans trashing fans on feed comments. Oh, Kiefer fans. Oh, no, white fans trashing Kiefer fans. I don't know what you're actually saying there because the Kiefer asterisk is confusing me where you placed it based off how you said it. Ty needs to win HOH. I agree with you, Blockstar. Best chances are lessened with Rowe leaving this early. She needs Tina and Tera to take a shot at Keith for her to have better chances. Good take. Keith done a service to black players in this game I've never seen before on Big Brother. Let's talk about that for a second, Rod. This dude has done so much for black people in this season. I'm hoping that he's done enough to become an all-star his damn self. I think he's proven he's an all-star. Who fills his slot? Nobody. One of the most unique players ever casted to a reality TV show I've ever seen. It's Kiefer. The man is the house chef. and he's the house assassin, the way he claps back. You feel me? Kiefer really clapped back on his ops and took out Showtime. I'm saying, no. That man took out Showtime like he was Larry Bird. Oh! Scalding with the T. Scalding. Where's the gauntlet at? This boy took down Showtime like he Larry Bird. Boy, come on, bruh. I see you, Keith. I see you, Coach. Kiefer. Man, maybe we got to start calling you Kiefer Legend. You know, there's Larry Legend, Kiefer Legend. I don't know. But he took down Showtime, man. He sent them to the shadow realm. This man had looking like Isaiah Thomas, coach, on one leg, just dropping 40. You feel me? I see you, Keith. I see you. All right? Nunya says all the assholes at RHAP stay calling Ty and Jed stupid. What else are they going to do? Seriously, what else are they going to do? They can't explain their game in a positive way. So they got to call them bad players. You know, that's all they can do. Understand, these people are frustrated. They thought this whole more diversity thing was a smokescreen so they could get more of the stuff they prefer. All right? Now that production is kind of forced to follow through with that by allowing people of color to prosper, people ain't liking the game the same way no more, huh? I mean, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm seeing. I'm just saying. Uh, would Keith, Jim Stel says, would Keith have done that if they weren't 5, though? Probably not. Maybe. Who knows? A-Tour says, ew, I don't see the hype with Kiefer. He's annoying. I don't know what he's so annoying with, honestly. I find Breydon annoying. You feel me? I find Tera annoying. You feel me? I find people who haven't won anything with tons of demands annoying. I feel like Kiefer has a right to speak his mind because he has earned his spot. He has contributed to the team. And if we really want to talk about Latoya, he was the most loyal to Latoya. He was more loyal to her than Ty and Jed were at that time. So, yeah, the reason why he gets so much support is because he supports us. There it is right there, Shamar. Celtics Keith. You already know what it is. This dude is not playing games, boy. Keith wanted that free smoke. Free smoke, hey. Free smoke, hey. You feel it, dig me? I'm saying, man, look, Keith is a problem in these streets. He is a matchup nightmare, all right? He's a matchup nightmare. They just crying because Ro gone. You already know what it is. You know what it is. But if Ty and Jed would have left, boy, I swear they would have been saying, this season is so good. Oh, my God. It is what it is. Kiefer knew Vic was going to jury. Notice he said nothing when they told Vic she was leaving. Oh, absolutely. I mean, Vic thought Kiefer didn't fight enough for her, but like I told all of you, he could read the room. He could see Beth would never break the tiebreaker to keep Vic, so it made no sense for him to throw Tera under the bus because she's staying regardless, and that would have just given Beth more pivoting prowess to run to Tera, throw Kiefer under the bus. Now Tera and Tina are more loyal to Beth than she is to Keith, which does what? It helps Beth get Kiefer out even further. So Kiefer was forced to be loyal to Tera here. Beth didn't give him a chance. You know, Anthony didn't win anything and was the best Big Brother player ever. Well, here's the thing, though. Anthony, he influenced a lot of weeks despite not winning anything. Tera influenced nothing. Breydon influenced Vic going on the block. I give him that. But Anthony influenced a lot more. Anthony was within an alliance that controlled the entire game. Anthony was by far a brand new archetype we've never seen. Anthony was just different gravy once again. You know, Breydon and Tera, they're like watching paint dry. I'm just saying what it is. Because all they want to do is hang out with the people they want to hang out with, right? And they think their lies are so good when they're not. Like really, people entertain the lies you're telling them because right now it doesn't behoove them to take you out yet. So they're willing to hear you out right now. That's it. I know a lot of people that love Bray. I don't get it, Miss Stephanie. I don't get it. I don't see it. You know. He also enjoyed BB16, which says a lot. But he didn't like when the cop was black. Interesting. But anyway, he taking care of his business. Kiefer's too aware. He won a veto. Yeah, Kiefer won a lot. That's what I'm saying. He won multiple HOHs and he's won a veto. Ro was only won vetoes. You see what I'm saying? Like, Kiefer's an all-around player at this point. That can't be denied. And he's taken out both Kyle and Ro, who people can argue were the two biggest threats outside of Ty and Jed. The guy's case to win is legit. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been my 19th rant of the challenge. Oh, I said the challenge of Big Brother Canada 9 entitled Setting the Tone. I hope you all have enjoyed yourselves here tonight. I try to once again give you all another hour of great content, another hour of exclusive takes, hot takes, and unique point of views and perspectives. I hope you've all enjoyed this, ladies and gentlemen. We figured out that Kiefer is a Boston Celtic great from the 1980s tonight. You know, we figured out that Rohan put his foot in his mouth by trying so hard to put a cape on for Tera a week ago. I mean, at the end of the day, these oddballs are proving week to week how big of a flop they are. And now that they've sacrificed the one oddball who was worthy of winning the game, none of them deserve to win it at this point moving forward. So I hope we get a pagonging. But I would prefer Tera to leave before we get to that. Because at the end of the day, the only one left, the last of the Mohicans now is Breydon to me. You know, of course, Tera and Tina, they're part of it too. But I feel like the last one that I feel like I just would have a sour taste in my mouth if they won this season over them, it's Tera. Once Tera's gone, once Breydon's gone, I don't even want to see Tina winning this game over anybody, if I'm being honest. But I think if you take Tera out, Tina has to be a lot more forthcoming with her gameplay. And then Tina will be able to take Breydon's spot And since she was in Sunsetters before Breydon was ever thought of being included, she will get first priority, and hopefully that will lead to everyone coming together to jump Breydon. Now, I think that's a little bit too perfect of a scenario. I think Beth, Tina, and Kiefer in that scenario might choose to turn on Ty and Jed before taking out Bray in that scenario. Now, I think for Kiefer's game, I think he would rather cut Breydon and have Beth, Ty, Jed, Tina, Tera. I think that's his ideal final six, with no Breydon in it. So it's going to be very interesting to see, because now we're in the final 7 now, because we've just lost 2 people. So now, technically speaking, this is where the legitimate late stage of the game begins, Coach. Jury is here. We're going to see whose win conditions is the best. We're going to see whose strategy can adapt the best. We're going to see who is here because they have been privileged to get to this moment and who is here because they earned it, because you're going to have to keep earning it to move forward in this game, hopefully. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed this rant. I tried my best to make this as good as I humanly could. I'm happy that Jed and Ty didn't get sent to the Shadow Realm just yet, because I think Beth deserves that. She deserves to be sent there before them. And I would love nothing more than for Beth to be sent to that jury house and for Vic to have the chance to unleash her infinity stones on her with no Jed to protect her. So thank you all for watching tonight. I'm going to leave y'all there, and I'm on my way to these live feeds to see what's popping in these streets. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Dave Smith of Recency Bias Radio, where no one is safe from criticism. Please do not forget to like this video. Smash that like button, Coach. Get it up there. All right? Get it up there. And I'm going to see y'all on the flip. Deuces. Until next time. The stones, they have a mind of their own. Don't